My name is Kenley, and this is going to be my 5th tutorial, and this is going to be on the gorilla spin. And this is what it looks like for people that do not know the name for this, which is also called the Buddha spin. That's the gorilla spin. Now then, first of all, I would like to say this. To do this move, you need a tucked planche, or however you pronounce it. And it looks just like this. You should be able to hold that for a good 5 to 10 seconds at least before you're able to do this move. And with that, this move isn't difficult per se. It's more based on strength and not as much of balance. It's mostly based on strength. Now then, and I'm not talking about strength like as in BBOY Junior or something like that. You just need to be able to hold yourself up as in the tucked planche. Now then, when you're doing this move, you're going to try and practice this first. Practice the drill of getting the motion down of reaching out with your hand and getting your knee going to the corresponding hand. So, if I'm going out with my left hand, I'm going to have my left knee go to where my wrist is, because it'll correspond. And if I'm going out with my right hand, I'm going to have my right knee go to my right wrist. And this is pretty much what you're going to be doing. Trying to get the knees to correspond with whatever hand you're going to be putting out. And so, the drill here is that you just practice this on the ground with your feet on the ground. So just practice that motion of doing this. And then once you get the motion, once you feel like getting that you have the motion down, try and do the same thing, but when you're doing it, try and go up in the air like this, so you can get the feel of it. And with that, over time, you'll be able to get this. Now then, there are two things I want to make sure that you do not do. One is to over-rotate your wrist, and another thing is the pain that you'll feel. The pain that you're gonna feel is something like in your forearm. Like when you first start doing this move, you're gonna feel pain in your forearm when you're doing this move. So if that's happening, don't worry. It's natural. It'll be gone once you get used to this move. It'll probably be gone in like a few weeks or so. That's how long it took me to get rid of the pain. And what I mean by over-rotating your wrist. Now this is the most important point that I would like to point out. What I mean by over-rotating your wrist, I mean that do not rotate your wrist when you're reaching out to like the opposite direction of the way you spin. So if you spin clockwise, like me since I'm right-handed, I don't rotate my wrist counterclockwise like this. I rotate it clockwise. And also, even if you don't rotate your wrist at all, you're still going to be over-rotating it so just because you decide to go like straight out, you're going to over-rotate your wrist because you're going in the clockwise direction. And if you rotate it counterclockwise, you're not going to be able to rotate at all because then you're just going to break your wrist like that. Sprain your wrist like that. Which is what happened to me when I did this move. I sprained my wrist because I over-rotated my wrist. And it took me 10 weeks or a little bit more to recover from it. So, do not follow my example and over-rotate your wrist. I would like to point that out. So, pretty much, the basics of this is when you're reaching out, twist your wrist or your hand to the direction that you spin. So, for me, I twist it clockwise. And for my left hand as well, I will also twist it clockwise. So, bring your hand out clockwise, have your knee go to your wrist, and then have your other hand twist clockwise, and then have your other knee go to it as well. Now then, another thing I would like to point out, this is one of the two things that I'm going to mention that I want you to know. The one thing is do not over-rotate your wrist, and the other thing is get when you're going over it, this isn't gonna be like when you're doing like the spin. This isn't gonna be like a UFO where you just go like that and use only your arms to keep you up. This is gonna be partially on like your legs as well, because the way you're doing this with your knees, you're gonna be shifting your weight like as so. You're gonna be shifting your weight to whatever arm is rotating. So I'm gonna reach out with my right arm, and my knee's gonna go to my wrist, and I'm gonna be shifting my weight on my way doing that. So the basics of this is practice the drill and then get the feel of shifting your weights, and do not over rotate your wrist. So overall, you're just gonna be reaching out, shift, out, shift. That's pretty much it. You can practice it slow, it's okay, and then over time you can get the speed of the move. And that's pretty much the basis of this move. If you have any questions or comments, message me, or if you have any questions on the move itself, then send me a video of you trying to attempt this move, and then I will help you out. See ya.